Hello everyone, welcome back my YouTube channel Salesforce Hunt. This is Rohit. Today I'm going to show you Apex class lifecycle. So how to execute step by step and behind the scene of this Apex class, how to check and how to execute the particular blocks. So in this video you will be see this kind of things, right? So if you are new in this channel, so please subscribe the channel and please turn on the bell icon for more updates so you never will miss any kind of update from my side. So let's get started without any further delay. I just opened my VS Code here and I have created one empty class that is Apex Lifecycle. And based on this class, I will show you the demo, how to check each and every, Apex class lifecycle. Under this class, we have to create some, static block, initializer block, methods, non-static method, static method, constructor, something like that. So based on the execution, you can easily recognize which one is suitable for my business requirement, right? So first of all, let me show you the initializer block. So initializer block. So how to present or how to write this initializer block? Very simple. You have to use this curly bracket like this. So this is initializer block. So under this block, you have to write your code and you can execute it. So how to write? Very simple. For testing purpose, I'm writing like system.debug here. And under this system.debug, just I'm writing this initializer block is called something like that, right? So let me copy it. And here, let me paste it here, is called and semicolon. So first block is done. Now let me add another block that is called static block. So you have to remember each and every block based on your business requirement and which one is suitable for your requirement. You can use it in this Salesforce development, right? So if you are Salesforce developer, so you should know these things. It's a very important, very, very important. So you should know these things, right? So here, like static block. Under this one, how to present the static block? Very simple. You have to write the keyword like static, and under here you have to use like system.debug, and under here let's say static block is called something like that, right? So this is the static block. And let me define the constructor of this class. So always remember, constructor always create by using the class name and it's never return any value. Under here, you have to write like public and then class name and this constructor. So constructor is a special type of member in the class, right? Whenever you initialize your class using instance or new keyword, always execute this constructor. Please keep it in mind, right? So system.debug, under debug, I need to write like constructor is called, something like that, right? This is the constructor. Now let me define two methods. So you can define any methods as you want. So let me define, let's say, static method. Let's say static method. Under here, public static void static method, like static method, right? So here I need to write like system.debug. Under here, let's say static method is called, right? And the last method is non-static. And non-static method always called by using instance name method, right? So public void and non-static method, something like that. So here, let me add the system.debug, and based on this debug, we can easily recognize the class Apex class lifecycle, how each and every block is called. Say non-static method is called, something like that. So please observe, we have this kind of block, initializer block, static block, constructor, static method, non-static method. Let me add some comment for the constructor. Okay, constructor. Let me save this class. Once you save this class, just you have to call this class using anonymous window or any kind of reference you want. You can call it. Okay, based on it, it's up to you. So right now I'm using this VS Code. Under VS Code, this is the facility to execute your Apex class using execute anonymous window. So how to do that? Let me show you here. So just a second. Okay. So how to open the execute anonymous window? Very simple. In your project hierarchy, you will be see one folder like script. Under the script, we have like Apex and SO. Just click on this Apex, and we have already created this file. So you can remove it. And how to call this Apex lifecycle class inside this anonymous window? Very simple. Just you have to copy that class name. So let me copy the class name here and paste it here. And let's say A1 equal to new this one. So please observe this line. This is the class name. This is the reference variable. And new is always helping to create the instance of the class, any class. And this is right side is constructor. So it is the combination of all the things. That's why we can create the instance of the class. So after that, you have to check which execute first. Very simple. Just here, I want to call my non-static method using my instance name. So here you can see non-static method, and static method how to call using class name. So my class name Apex class and the static method here. So please observe here. This is the very most important point here right now. So once you initialize this class like this, so behind the scene in the Apex framework, that constructor is responsible to call its implement constructor, and that constructor, before that constructor, all the like static or initializer block called first, and then constructor, and then your methods. So we will see the output here. Just here, you have to do one thing. Once you've done it, let me save this file. And once you saved it, you can see like execute. Just click on this execute, or another option I have. Just select your code, Control Shift P in window, and here like execute X anonymous. So you can also use this command. So you can execute here, and please observe. Please observe here. This is the very most important here, right? So under the output, you can see my output, and please observe at the time of initializer of this class, static block is called, then initializer block, constructor called, then non-static method called, and static method called. So here you can see the output, right? But let me change the order. If you are feeling like you already defined this kind of hierarchy, so don't worry, I will change the order. So let's say, please observe in the output window. Let me show you the output. In the output window, first is static block is called, and static block is a second block here in my class. First is initializer block. So don't we feel like this is always called like that? No. First is always called a static, then initializer block, and then constructor, and based on your method like non-static or static, it will be called. All right. So here, just let me change the order. Let's say I want, because initializer block here you can see second place, but in my class is the first place. So you can easily recognize first static method, static block is called, and then initializer block called, right? So question is like which one is called before, like constructor, non-static, or a static method? Let me show you here. So once you close it, just do one thing. This constructor, I want to make it in the top. So very simple, just here, or you can use like in the top as well, like this, or right. So once you save this file, let me deploy it, and let's see the constructor. What is the place of this constructor in my class? Okay, so just you can execute here again, like execute, and once you execute this code, you will see the out. Please observe, in my class, constructor is the first place, right? Then initializer block is the second place, and third place is a static block. But my output always comes like static block first of all called, then initializer block, then constructor. So you don't feel like you can change the order like that. No, always these three always execute like these steps, right? First is a static block, initializer block, and constructor. But let me check this static or non-static method, how to check this order of this non-static or static. So please observe non-static in the last, and before that you can see the static method. But in my output you can see like non-static first and then static later, right? So based on your requirement, if you have like some piece of code, or like if you have some requirement or business requirement and you have to implement like at the time of class initializer, or before class initializer, you can put your code inside the static block and you can take this benefit here, and then initializer block and then constructor, right? After that you can see that method here. So this is a very most important sales for the Salesforce developer. You should know these things, right? So I hope you learned something new in this video. If you feel like this is a very more informative, please share with your friends, colleagues, or any kind of like network you have related to the Salesforce content. It would be helpful for me. And please don't forget to subscribe my channel for more updates, and please turn on the bell icon for more updates. So till then, bye bye, take care, see ya. Thank you for watching, guys.